So I went to school with Ella. I think I've known her since middle school, and I've known her throughout high school, and I really got to know her through her term here at the creamery. Worked with her throughout the summer, good shifts, and she was always a person who just radiated kindness. She was really smart, like really smart. She's like one of those people you come across a few times in a lifetime, and you see her, and you know she's going to turn out to do something amazing. And she really was soft-spoken, but really strong-minded in her faith and how she led herself and those around her.
What was it like whenever she was like getting ready to go to Brown's College? Like, how was her reaction to that?
I've known Ella since she was probably in middle school as well. I also got to know her through Mount Brook Creamery, and oh my gosh, we would just be so proud of her. Every time she would talk about Brown, all of us would just be like, she's going to Brown. Like, we would just tell customers. I think I would tell a customer like, this girl is about to go to Brown. Like, she's about to be one of the greatest people ever. And she was always humble about it too. She would never brag about her grades. She would never talk about it, but we knew because we went to school with her. And oh my gosh, she was top of her class. She was just a great person all around, just like Luke said. She would talk about Brown like it was just a university, and obviously it's Ivy League. And it was incredible talking to her about it because I don't go to an Ivy League, and just the thought of that is just really impressive. And she always impressed us.
How long have you known her?
Since middle school, but I only got to know her through Mount Brook Creamery.
So I was fortunate to know Ella through kind of the hiring process. I remember her kind of coming in here and looking for a job, just wanting something to kind of fill the time in that weird gap in her senior year where she didn't have really many more tests to take, no standardized tests, no ACTs, no SATs. She already gotten those scores under her belt, and she was excited for her next chapter of life. And I just remember her, 4 or 5 months that she spent here that first summer, and I mean it was just she was radiant. The customers that would come in here, she was so connected with the community. It's like she would come in and people would know her name, they would know her face. They knew that was Ella Cook. And it was just, God, it's just super fun to be around. I don't think that girl's had a bad day in her life. I mean, just always a smile on her face. Never a frown, never anything negative to say about anybody, just special human. Only those that come around once in a lifetime. I can't imagine what her family must be feeling like. Hate that she's gone, but I appreciate who she was and what she believed, her faith, faithfully driven, and I guess that's all I got to say about her.
I got one more question.
What's up?
Me?
No.
Oh.
Like, what was your reaction? Unfortunately, what was your reaction when you found out the bad news?
I mean, just absolutely devastated. Like, initially shocked. It's like, how can this person be taken away from us? I remember talking to this girl over here to my left, Sophie Grace, just calling her on the phone and just like, how can this just absolute person just be taken from us? Just what a human being. But when you live a life that she lived, just absolutely radiant, absolutely positive, absolutely living through God, for God, just she left no regrets behind. I'm just super proud of her and what she was able to accomplish in her short life. I absolutely hate that it was taken away from us so short, but that's all I got.
Anytime you ain't got to rush.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Talk on. I knew Ella through her family.
I'm really good friends with her cousin, so I've known her for a few years now. But she was always just someone I could talk to and just be there with. I mean, I knew her like right when she graduated from Mount Brook, and she's the reason I started working here, since she would always talk about it and say how she would love to work with me when I was able to. And it's just so sad that she was taken so soon.
I knew Ella for a few years. A few years back, I danced with her. She was so incredibly talented. She was so nice and kind. Also knew her a little bit more through high school. She was just a joy to be around, and every time I was around her, I just felt comfort. She was so nice, and I would always be able to talk with her. And she was just the person I would go to at dance. Like, she was one of my closest friends. I didn't really have many friends at the time, but she was someone I could go to. But it's just hard hearing the news. But yeah, she was a good person.
Do y'all want to say anything before we close?
Obviously, we're just praying for her family. Who knows what they're going through right now? Nobody can fathom that kind of feeling. I pray for just the well-being of the, like, I know her mom already said that she's at peace and that she's in heaven now. She's looking down on us, and I think what she would want is for us to remember her and to be happy and not to dwell on the past, but to remember her as obviously who she was. And I know we're all going to miss her so much. I know her family is just in shambles, and all we can do is pray for her.